gang? This is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo, and today's lesson is about the importance of carrying your phone with you at all times. If you're in the cold calling business where you're sitting here, you're dialing through these numbers and you want to make money with no money, and you put all this effort in and sweat equity in to generate calls, and what happens is that you may call all day 150 numbers. Out of the 150 numbers, maybe like 50 of them or 30 of them are wrong, or you can't leave a voice message, or something's wrong. The other 100, maybe 70 of those are just voice messages. So now you're only left with 30. Out of the 30, some will pick up and let you know, hey, you got the wrong number, or, I'm not interested, and some will say they're interested. So out of the 30, you may only be able to talk to one person to 3 people, max 10 people that may have a house they want to sell you, or are interested or in the market of the services you're trying to render. So the point is, you have to carry your cell phone with you at all time, because it takes a significant amount of digging to find the gold nuggets. And so if you do all the sweat equity every day, let's say you're cold calling 8 hours a day, or you're cold calling 2 hours a day every day, and then you go on a coffee break, or if you go into the restaurant to do a pooper and you don't bring your cell phone with you, and that seller calls, well, you just missed out on that deal. Because again, what's going to happen is when you call them, there's a good chance, I would say 80%, if not more chance, 90%, that seller's not going to pick up. It's going to go to voice message, especially if you're dealing with motivated sellers, because it takes them a lot of time to build that courage to give you a call, especially if they're like behind on payments, or their home's going to foreclosure, or they're emotional stress, like death in the family, divorce. So simply put, what am I saying? Let me summarize it, so pay attention. When you're in the business of real estate investing, or sales, or cold calling, or you're spending a lot of money in advertisement, you have to be open when your customers are open for you. You can't be open whenever you want to, especially if you're just starting out. Now, if you have, employees, workers, then that's not the story. But if you're just starting out being a real estate investor, you're just starting out being a sales rep, or you're just starting out being a realtor, and you don't have an assistant or multiple assistants or people making cold calls for you, then you need to carry that phone with you 24/7 when you go on the shitter, when you're going to go see your mom, when you go to eat, when you take a coffee break, because that cell phone is your retail shop, is where people come into your store. And if you leave that cell phone somewhere and you go to the pooper and somebody calls, well, somebody just came into your store and you weren't able to service them, and it took you significant amount of time and energy and money to generate a call, or have somebody come into your store. Okay, if you had a 7-Eleven, or if you had a gas station, if you had a small mom and pop shop, let's say a pizza place, and you wouldn't want customers to come inside there ready to use your services, and you're not there to render services to them, to say, hey, good morning, thanks for coming in, it's a fantastic day at Dr. Blue, thanks for choosing us, or things of that nature. You wouldn't do that, So why would you leave your cell phone unguarded, especially when your whole business is done over a cell phone? And that's the greatest power, because you could be anywhere. You can go see your mom and do calls. You could be on vacation and just pick up the calls. Pick up the most important calls. It doesn't take a lot of work. For example, if somebody, like my dad owns a pizza shop, and what he has to do, he has to get up in the mornings, get dressed, drive all the way down there, deal with traffic, to render services to people. So when people come to the store, you can actually open up the store and say, hey, how you doing, and make the pizzas for them. Where you and I, all we need to do is just have our cell phone. Doesn't matter where we are. We're going to go eat. We're going to go to the pooper. And if our customer calls, all we have to do is answer the phones. That's the great power of it. The power is that you can do your business remotely anywhere. Birthdays, you're out, whatever. Okay? Now, but with great power comes great weaknesses. And I always tell people that whatever your strengths are, in that same strength, there's a seed of weaknesses, and vice versa. And the weakness is just because it's virtual, it's because you could go anywhere. It doesn't mean you don't need to take it seriously. It's as serious as having a pizza place, or as serious as having a gas station, or as serious as having a moving company. You need to come out and dispatch your movers. So if you're out there hustling, bustling, and you're grinding, make sure you carry that phone with you. And the last point I want to make sure you guys get is, and this is the bonus, it doesn't matter what time it is, it doesn't matter what day it is, if it's Saturday, if it's Sunday, if it's 10 o'clock p.m., if it's 1 in the morning. If your customer is on your website, or if your customer is calling you, or if your customer is texting you, or if your customer is emailing you, and you're in fucking sales and you don't have multiple people in position to take those customers, you better fucking get your fucking ass up and service your customer, because it's not about whenever you're fucking off. It's whenever your customer's off and they have time to reach out to you, because people are so busy. They got to provide for their family, they got jobs, all this bullshit, right? So if you're a sales guy, you want to succeed, you want to not be at the bottom, you got to be able to answer your phone calls when your customers are ready, not whenever you're fucking ready. Okay, so that's so crucial. I see so many people, the lead comes in, customer comes in, they get a text message, they get an email, oh, it's Sunday, or it's too late, it's 11 o'clock. Well, no, in your mind it's too late, but on that customer that's on your website that submitted a lead, it's not late to them. Maybe they worked a night shift and this is the only time they have. Maybe if you just return their text or phone call, okay, you're going to be able to get that customer because no one else is open. Okay, everybody's thinking out the same way as you were thinking, which is, well, it's too late. Now, what I tell people is always respond in the same medium that your customer responds into you. For example, if you're a customer or your seller goes on your website and they submit an online lead, then that's not going to make a lot of sense. But let's say they did a text messaging to you. Then it's 2 in the morning. Okay, text message them back. Or if they email you at 2 in the morning and you're up, you're watching TV, or you're up and you're reading, or whatever the fuck you're doing, and you're up, then respond back to them, dude. Even if you're out having a great time, dude, just that 2 seconds email. Hey, I got your email. If you have the answer, give it to them. If not, just say, hey, I will get back with you with the answer. It's just gonna shock your customer, like, wow, he's there to serve me, and no matter at what time, which is very, very crucial. And that impression is gonna allow you to bring you up, elevate you higher compared to your competitors, because they're not gonna be doing that. Or if maybe they're up at 2 in the morning and they're partying and they're like, oh, it's okay. Where you're like, you're doing the same exact thing, you're partying, and you're like, okay, I'll just send this customer an email. Or maybe you're at your family's house, it's 2 in the morning, the other person's at the family's house, they're thinking, oh, it's kind of late, but then you're like, hey, I'm at my family's house, quickly I respond to this email, and that impression you leave on the seller is going to allow you to get the deal. No matter if you're a realtor, if you're an investor, you're an entrepreneur, you're in sales, you're a personal trainer, you do tattooing, it doesn't matter, guys, okay? So always be there for your customers, especially in the startup phase, especially in the first level of business where it's just you, unless you have multiple people working for you and they're responding to the email. Make sure you're doing it, guys. I think that's all of it, guys. If you like these videos, please like, please share, please comment, and tell your friends and family about me. Go out there and hustle and bustle, and make sure you do some cold calling. It's definitely going to help your sales skills, your negotiation skills, and it's going to help you get deals. See you later, gang. Have a great day.